a whole lot of different things and bring new things to the table.
Diversifies their strategy. That
yeah, I like that word. I
play.
probably should have used it myself. Should have got on that bandwagon. Snake, though, first ban is going to be the Twisted Fate. Cool. Not going to see that one here, and we'll see what OMG answer with. And it's going to be the Hecarim. Very quick bans for both teams.
It certainly is. Looks like they've done their research. Shen to follow. Xiong not going to see that. Probably will see Maokai left up, however.
Oh, we'll see how things do go as this one pans out. Snake able to take away first pick, and Flandre loves Maokai himself. OMG looking to ban away the second for them was the Echo.
Yeah, not surprised to see that. ZZR already played a game of Echo Jungle coming through there. You have to think that if anyone plays a very good Echo Jungle right now, it's not worth leaving up. You have to ban it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We saw Kakao definitely demonstrating that one. Ryze is going to be banned away on the blue side here for Snake. Flandre not wanting to pick that one up. You not deciding that he wants to play it as well. Now with the first pick opportunity, we'll see whether it was a Kalista ban. No, it wasn't. It was a Fizz taken off the board, and Flandre is going to lock down that one. Martin going to be playing the Kalista, and normally we're talking about, you know, Crystal's Kalista here for Snake, but it's going to be Martin taking it to the Rift this time around.
Yeah, highly mobile, spikes well at 2 items. Of course, that Bloodthirster and Runon's coming through there.
Yeah.
Moves through the rest of the game incredibly well, but they've given up a lot for it. 2 champions that excel at taking Kalista off the Rift.
And the 2 OMG champions are left available. They're not going to be picking Sivir on the side of Snake. OMG can run the Sivir Maokai comp if they want to.
Yeah, and OMG game 1 yesterday played Gragas, and Loveling went berserk. Had a fantastic game coming through there. Has been able to start up a lot of fights, and Loveling is an aggressive jungler.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you give him something like Gragas, he is just going to pick fight after fight. You have to think that this plays a little bit into OMG's brawler-heavy style.
Yeah, well, speaking of brawl-heavy, Flandre thinking about grabbing the Gnar for himself 1 second ago, and Snake going to lock down. It is going to be Braum, and it is going to be the Gnar as well. So a lot of area control and tankiness on the side of Snake to augment that Kalista.
And some respect given to Amazing in the bottom lane, deliberately picking that away. You could see it wasn't the initial hover. And then in the end, Ella jumps across onto that disengage. Huge tanky man with a door.
Yeah, with a door or a chair. Does depend on what he wants to bring to the Rift, and we'll see how, you know, Ella's going to play with a huge mustache. But I actually really like this sort of matchup in the bottom lane as well, because it's North stepping in for OMG and it's Martin stepping in for Snake. So a couple of players that may not have necessarily seen as much of themselves in this competitive setting like the LPL.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, you know, they haven't gone with the Sivir and the Maokai to get themselves in there. It's time North. He is a huge Jinx player. Loves to take that one onto the Rift. Coupling it with an Alistar. We're probably going to see a lane swap here because I think the Braum actually beats Alistar out in the early game.
Okay.
Because of the passive, Alistar's very easy to give the chair to the door, and then all the magic damage that comes through really does chunk you out.
Yeah, able to get that stun down, and the fact that, you know, Martin will be able to hop around and get as many auto attacks into whoever he's facing as well.
And Yu goes with the Azir.
Yeah, so we were talking about it just before. Hasn't played it in the last 4 games that we've seen Snake, but has gone back to it here. Victor was available, decided not to pick it up. The Azir going to be the option. Amazing now going to be picking up Cool's champion. And speaking of Victor, looking to be 2 in a row for that champion here for Cool if he wants to, but he does have Smite, and Ezreal is available.
Certainly is, and this is something that pro players are very vocal about, that they think Poke beats out Azir in the mid lane. Ezreal has turned into a very good Poke champion if you pick up, I guess, the second item, Luden's Echo, and able to transition into that after your Runeglaive.
Especially on this patch.
Especially on this patch where it's still procs, and we'll see whether Cool is able to do something in the mid lane to get himself rolling.
Yeah, well, Martin going to be grabbing the Kalista into the bottom side. Didn't mention the fact that ZZR has taken the standard jungle matchup of Rek'Sai into the Gragas. We'll see whether he can get her around the Rift, pick up as many kills as he possibly can early on.
Yeah, and Rek'Sai Gragas, you know, we talk about it a lot. This time, it's more what it's going to do with the team comp.
Yeah.
A lot of the startup CC in there for Flandre and you to be able to layer, so I like the pick up there.
Yeah, and Jiang very comfortable on the Maokai as well as ZZR. We were talking about this matchup in the jungle. Loveling wanting a repeat performance of his last Gragas game against M3 in game 1. You versus Cool. This is going to be a very exciting matchup, and we'll see whether you can get himself to a point where he can really go off on this Azir as Martin heading into North here on the bottom side of the map. Range against a lot of consistent damage available from Kalista. And Ella versus Amazing, the tanky supports.
Yeah, the 2 melee supports coming in. A lot of melee supports currently in the meta.
Yeah.
Have to wonder how far Janna is from coming full circle. Never really felt completely out.
No.
But you feel does a lot against the likes of Roms, the likes of Ellis's.
I think as soon as Leona makes a proper resurgence, that's when we're just going to see Janna every game. But we are going to hop onto the Rift. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Snake versus OMG for our final match of the LPL for this week. ZZR just moving up the lane. It looks like we are going to have a 5-point defense system in operation for Snake. As OMG actually all moving towards this bottom side.
And in the end, a lot of members heading into the bottom lane right now for OMG, seeing if they can get anything started off.
Is Ella going to throw a chair into that
Is
rush?
Loveling going to flash body slam him?
Oh, he does have it available. No would be the answer, though.
You cheated. You waited until afterwards.
It's generally what we're supposed to do. Well. Oh.
10 gold lead. Pack it up.
Yep. CS advantage already in favor of OMG. Not actually seen just yet as far as the gold lead is concerned up the top of your screen, but OMG now with a substantial advantage.
Deep wards going down from both lineups, seeing whether they can get the lane swap here that Snake generally do look for. Flandre still hanging out on the top side of the map. And it looks like it's going to be initiated by OMG.
Yeah, I actually really like this, though. The fact that Snake now have their bottom lane firmly in the lane, past all of those wards. They can decide to back if they want to, as the minions have now spawned, so not going to be able to freeze anything out. But if they had wanted to move towards the top side of the map, they could have without being
straight 2v2, so Flandre now going to have a chance to try and bully out a melee top lane. I want to see how it goes.
Yeah, and it looks like Snake very much wanting to do this as well, considering the fact that Flandre has started with that Doran's Blade.
Yeah, we'll have to see whether he's able to get it going. Xiang stole away some little raptors for himself, going to leech experience here to reach level 2 before he teleports up to top lane.
Yep, able to throw down some saplings there as well, as of course the little puppies do fall, and Flandre is able to get himself towards this top side of the map.
So Flandre not actually going to expend the teleport, just roam up there with only 1 potion, so quite low on consumables. Xiang's going to have a whole bag full, however, and it's going to be a very standard early game.
Yeah, teleporting towards that top side as you has shoved in this minion wave. Pretty standard stuff to see out of this matchup.
The queue.
Yeah, unfortunate. I wasn't going to bring it up, but you know, sometimes these things have to be mentioned. Flandre able to shove very effectively on that top side though, and you can see Loveling now taking down his red buff. Same thing going to be happening here. Oh my goodness. That's adorable. That's some incredible camera work too.
It is. I like these.
Yeah, not bad.
North and Amazing, posturing quite aggressively in this lane that is difficult for them. You can see a warning shot comes through from Martin. He's sick of that.
Yep, able to get the reset on the Ren too. Very keen stuff. Taking down a minion, getting some harass. Nicely done. Zizi are going to be able to take down this Rift Scuttler as well, as Xiang just discovers that he doesn't have anyone hanging out in his lane because Flandre was looking to get some wards down. Xiang now coming back with, like you mentioned, a bunch of consumables, but now able to control the lane relatively well. And Yu's just relentlessly shoving. Cool's having to really struggle to pick up as much CS as he can underneath this turret. And you've mentioned this to me before, the fact that Ezreal really does need to be careful as far as getting shoved in early on, and Cool's really showing us why.
Yeah, and exactly right. It's kind of like the Twisted Fate mentality, where early game you just throw wild cards at the lane to keep it shoving, because you struggle that hard to CS. You have to get multiple auto attacks through onto both range and melee minions because of your base AD values being incredibly low. That if it ever gets in this position, you just take so much harass under turret, and we're seeing it this time. You just unrelenting, as you said, shoving in that Ezreal.
Yeah, throwing his sand soldiers around. North, you can see, trying to hold this wave. Yeah. 28 CS to 25 of North. Loveling going to take down some puppies one more time. As Cool's just smiting away.
You can see now Cool is definitely just trying to throw out multiple spell rotations at this creep line to keep it in check. but still not working.
Yeah, well, you running out of mana. Essence Flux still doing some work here for Cool. As Loveling looking to try and stop this pressure.
And something to point out about Loveling's Gragas that I like to do is the fact that he's a W max Gragas. He's not the farm heavy Gragas that we're used to seeing. He wants to kill people early in the game, and W definitely gives him that tool. He's going in.
Yeah, having a drink before he gets here as well. Oh, you brilliant use of the E in order to get himself to safety.
Just missed.
Yeah. Very
Well,
close.
Loveling just missed. You just escaped.
Well, I mean, the body slam is slightly skinnier.
It is.
Gragas lost a bit of weight.
Especially the travel point. The impact point a little bit bigger than the travel point, and that's why we saw that one miss.
Yeah, well, unfortunate. No one expending anything, though, as far as summoner spells, anything like that. Loveling might want to come around and keep putting the pressure down. But it did at least give Cool an opportunity to get some time with the minion wave to get it pushing in his favor.
And Loveling now looking for a little bit of an invade to come through here. Hasn't been spotted out by any wards.
Yeah, body slams his way over. Ooh, actually looking for a way into the top side of the map. ZZR going to be heading back to base. Oh, the Tremor Sense, yeah.
That's so Loveling also going to spot ZZR. They're looking for a dive here, I think.
Well, of course, Rek'Sai now knowing exactly where the fat man is. You can see Tremors popping up. Loveling's Raptor Sense is going to get found out there. Going to get knocked up as well as ZZR with a lot of damage out of this Rek'Sai. Loveling able to take away a tunnel, but look, definitely
Consolation
a win.
tunnel.
Yeah, consolation tunnel. It looked like there was a lot of angst there where he was ripping that one out of the ground.
But you know, what that allowed is you to once again shove up the lane, get that free shop in for Azir. He's gone back, picked up the makings of his Morellonomicon.
Yeah, already getting there. Does have that 20% CDR already built up. They're going to have a bunch more attack speed as Azir does work out that way. 5CS now in the lead as they're going to meet each other in this mid lane. Cool grabbing himself that Sheen, working towards the jungle item there of the Runeglaive.
And a very quiet early game coming through. Back purchase for Crystal as well. So everyone getting an unheated first back in here. And a slight lead for Snake, but nothing to write home about it. Eyes on the dragon. It looks like it's going to be a 10-minute fight. And both these teams are really predictable in the fact that they want a team fight early, by the way, which is why I can pretty confidently say they'll fight over the dragon. And right now, you have to say the impactful ultimates are on the side of Snake, because not only do they have the damage, but they have all the CC. You have to think Rom ultimate, Kalista ultimate coming in there. Nah, as well as the Emperor's Divide, but if Cool's ultimate is able to hit the backline without going through anyone, AP Ezreal does so much damage.
Yeah, it's ludicrous. Yu doing his very best to try and keep poking Ezreal out of this lane. 6CS is going to be the lead for him as he moves back towards this one. True Shot Barrage doing a heck of a lot of damage. You can see that AP Ezreal makes that ultimate look like it definitely hits for a lot more than you'd otherwise expect. And a rise in this mid lane is going to mean that Yu's able to clear out all the minions, get things moving in his favor. Flandre now with that Hex Drinker built up as his first item, wanting to go for a little bit more of an offensive option as he tries to pick up some more farm.
Makes a lot of sense. He's against a Gragas, an AP Ezreal, as well as his direct opponent, Xiong. So the whole top side of the map, magic damage coming in there, only really north he has to worry about. So he can get some good, because of Na's ultimate, he obviously gets some health, so he scales very well with resistances and shields coming in there. And then he can go pure tank after this, but in the armor, Randuin's Omen into Thornmail, make himself nice and tanky as the game goes on.
Yeah, Flandre able to shove out this wave too. You can see Sapling is going to do some work for Xiong. Able to clear up all of these. Oh, actually, Ella and Martin going aggressive. The exhausts out here is amazing. Oh, the Ren not quite enough. Winter's Bite tries to get on Flame Chompers. Oh, Super Mega Death Rocket not going to find Martin and Ella. He's going to be safe for now. Rek'Sai was pinged out as he made his way in, so ZZR not going to get anything out of this one. Oh, there's the Flash Body Slam. Predicts the Flash, but the explosive cask after the flash out of Yu. So many flashes, so much going on, but in the end, Yu survives, but has to use the Summoner spell.
And you can tell how much these guys have played against each other. Yu reading exactly what Loveling wanted to do there. Had to burn both Summoners, but gets away from the Gragas ultimate. In the bottom lane, North actually ran Wasn't able to shoot any more rockets out there. So therefore couldn't pick up a rage kill on Ella, but a lot of action around the map, just no kills as of yet.
Yeah, not quite yet. 11 CS is the lead for Martin here on the bottom side of the map. Might account for a bit of the gold lead, sorry, that Snake have managed to accrue for themselves, but it's only 200. Not very high at all this stage of the game. So far,
Lovely going
very
to
close.
probably donate this blue buff over to Cool. There it is.
Yep. True shot barrage. Able to grab it. Loveling says, where did all the little ones go? I wanted those.
They're actually worth a lot of gold.
Yeah, not happening. But Cool now able to recharge that mana. Not that he was running out of any. So he's just going to Arcane Shift around, throw around as many abilities as he possibly can. Martin actually going for some early Berserker's Greaves, and Snake starting up this dragon already. They do have the vision control, and you can see the back timings from OMG mean that they can't answer.
Yeah, it was actually Loveling's invade that gave that across. Generally, you see the red side team time the second blue buff with when they want to start up dragon, but because Loveling was the one that invaded this time, it was the blue side team that got the free dragon because of the blue buff respawning at that side of the map. So they give up a small advantage and take a pretty good first dragon at a good click, only 10 minutes into the game for free. Yeah,
and you can see Martin as well, able to extend that gold lead even further with the farm that he's managed to pick up. 11 minutes, approximately 100 CS. Is used, not going to get found by that True Shot Barrage, but it's doing a lot of work clearing out these minions. Oh, Sand Soldiers attacking onto Cool, doing some work. But this CS gap is nothing anymore, as Cool has managed to even that one out almost completely. Now
it's even more difficult as Ezreal gets his jungle item, because what Ezreal's like to do is duck in and take the Raptors. The reason they do it is not for the CS, it's an added bonus, but it gives you a lot of control over vision in the mid lane. Being able to sweep out those wards, definitely an important factor to open up jungle paths. And because Loveling at the moment, he maxes W, a little bit more of a skirmish-focused jungler, especially with the red buff, will be able to invade that Raptor camp over and over again. He will take the enemy's Raptor camp for himself.
Well, it does look to be exactly what's happening here. ZZR spotting them out with the Tremor Sense. Wants to get something through, but Loveling able to lock that one down. Raptor Sense goes off, and he's going to be able to clear out some vision at the same time.
So complete control over the middle part of the map right now. Cool even able to shove up the wave. Going to deny as much CS as he can. And OMG, even though they gave up first dragon, they feel like they're starting to eke out a tiny advantage around the map. And the longer the laning phase goes, the longer these level 6 ultimates go unused by Snake in a proactive way, the better OMG are going to feel about this mid game.
Yeah, OMG looking to try and get to the point where Cool can just poke them all out and North can destroy all of the turrets. And as you can see, Cool already picks up Lucidity Boots and as well has his jungle item already completed. So Cool able to clear out minions very, very quickly as well with the Trailblazer on top of that Runeglaive. And of course the AoE nature of that proc also means that he's now able to destroy minions.
Exactly right, so able to farm up a Storm in the mid lane. Has been able to keep up relatively well. As you can see in between camps. Actually, you're going for his blue buff. I was going to say in between camps you can just farm the jungle.
Oh, he's going to. Loveling going to donate that one over to him as well, because he is able to find it. I believe he used his own smite to grab that one as well. Did most certainly do that. And North, you can see, he's conceded the lane a little bit, has picked up that Avarice Blade, 16 CS behind, but he's not getting killed, which is definitely good news. The Jinx still able to get some farm in this lane.
Just using the rockets and the range, you know, there's no point forcing the tempo of the game.
Yeah.
They're just trying to stay in the lane for as long as possible. Xiong now starting to get bullied a little bit by this Hex Drinker now. We'll go back. It has teleport available. And everything very slow pace right now. This is not OMGS. It's nearly like an LGD or a Vici style game.
Yeah,
you feel
Vici.
On the knife's edge. As soon as something tips over, one of these teams is going to get a lead.
Well, that's the point. We'll see whether you can get to that point or whether it's going to be this Righteous Glory pickup from Zhang that's going to help OMG get to that point. We've got double Trailblazers already completed. And when does OMG get strong and when does Snake get strong? When are they looking to try and force engagements?
So generally you need a second item on your Jinx so she can really ramp up. She's a very good one item AD carry because her Q is her steroids and it's a natural max coming through there for the minigun.
Yep.
However, if you really want to be stronger than a Kalista, get some crit into your build, make sure that you can meaningfully impact a team fight with those rockets. And they're waiting more importantly for Cool's second item, his needlessly large rod item, whether he goes for the Luden's Echo or the Death Cap. As soon as that comes through, he can force people off the turrets with his ultimate, clean up all that standing gold and try and poke people off objectives.
We'll see what does come through from Cool afterwards. ZZR just going to clear out his own wolf camp. Ability can set things up there, and you can see Amazing's actually moving through the jungle here as well, spotted out by some vision available from Snake. Gets a very deep ward. You're going to get his back stopped by the True Shot Barrage. Frustrating stuff. And Cool able to continue sweeping out vision here in the mid lane.
Yeah, and ZZR's jungle under heavy fire right now. They're moving Ella up here as well to try and stop the onslaught. And they've actually lane swapped, so they want to get Jinx away from the Kalista right now. They think there's too much kill threat in the lane, and see if they can start knocking down some turrets.
It looks like they want to start a fight here in the jungle as well, as Cool is going to get discovered. ZZR are going to start off the blue buff.
Ultimate not available for Cool this time.
Yeah, ward in this brush though. OMG do have the opportunity to try and steal this one away. It is resetting back into the pit. You really wants to grab himself a blue buff. It is going to go down. Not sure who got it. I believe it was Loveling. So no blue buff available for you, and that is a problem here for Snake.
Yeah, and Snake didn't want to pull the trigger there because they don't have the teleport in the bottom lane. Xiang still has his available, goes aggressive.
Yeah, Martin actually getting bashed by this tree, trying to use that martial poise to get himself to safety. Ren still available. Fair bit of damage there onto Xiang, but he's bouncing around. Righteous Glory goes off. Ella finds his way in. And the flash out, there's the Fates call. Xiang, lots of spears in him, and that's the rend. That's the kill for Martin, and First Blood goes down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, a little bit of unnecessary aggro coming through there. He'd already chunked the Kalista out. Didn't need to re-engage afterwards, but saw a window to try and go for a kill. In the end, Amazing was there, makes him pay.
Oh, you taking a lot of damage from the True Shot Barrage. Is going to survive, but does need to go back to base. Looking for that Abyssal Scepter as his second item.
Seeing True Shot Barrages, don't really blame him.
Yeah. I have a feeling he wants to be mitigating damage more than anything else. And Soldier's still able to do a whole bunch of work. So,
where ZZR is. Gone on a recon mission behind enemy lines. Recalls in the Raptor pit, Wolf pit.
Oops, Super Mega Death Rocket to stop it back here on the bottom side of the map as Martin tried to get out. Like you can see, ZZR now trying to answer the pressure here on the bottom side. North in amongst everything is Amazing and Loveling moving around. Dragon just respawned. OMG want to grab there first. Turret falls on the top side. Sorry, OMG went there first. Dragon. Yeah, I'm going to start that one off down to about half health. You can see Flandre does have his teleport. Jan can stop that one though if he tries to use it, but it's just going to go down. OMG, even up the Dragons.
Snake able to pick up the top lane turret as well, so a very controlled game actually coming out of both these teams. Remember, this is third versus fourth. OMG would love to create some more distance between Snake, and Snake looking to catch up on that position. So a lot on the line in this game. You can see both teams kind of just want to continue to scale up. 1.5 items reach for AD carries definitely suits Snake right now, and OMG happy to give them that power spike, seed a couple of the turrets, and fight later on in the game.
Yeah, cool. Try and take down this Raptor. You can see Flandre just going to grab it with the Hyper Proc. And Jiang unable to grab it there with the Twisted Advance. OMG now defending some wards, but the range of these Sand Soldiers is enough here for you to be able to lock those down.
The mid lane turret is in real danger here. Their four members won't be able to defend it maybe.
No, they won't. So low. Just gets popped there. A couple of auto attacks from Martin. He's going to be able to grab that one. Recurve bow needs to be completed into that Renan's Hurricane pretty quickly, but then Martin's going to have a massive spike in damage, and we'll see whether Snake can get all of these ultimates coordinated. I'm thinking Glacial Fissure, and of course everything else. There's the Emperor's Divide. Nice choke point for it as well, as Ella's Unbreakable is going to block off the True Shot Barrage. Yang trying to get in amongst it as Martin finds his way around. Loveling forced to flash over the wall. Fate's Call not going to find him because of that. And ZZR very, very low. In comes Yu, gets himself the shield. Jiang, he's going to die. Martin going to rend him to death. And Snake's team fighting still great.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you have to question why Xiang prioritized diving onto Yu over that wall rather than cutting Martin off. Martin had yet to join the team fight. Twisted advanced over into a very difficult situation. And in the end, there was just nothing the rest of the team could do to help him out.
Yeah, it was only one kill though in the end. Still 2,000 gold is going to be the difference. Snake able to grab the last few turrets, so all of the outers down now for this side, opening up the map for themselves. True Shot Barrage is still continuing to rifle through the minions here for Cool, and Yu is just bearing the brunt of it at the same time. As he is struggling more and more in this lane.
Yeah, 20 CS now, the advantage for the Ezreal coming through there. You can see he's on his needlessly large rod, looking for his first major pickup coming through here, but already it's a 2,000 gold lead for Snake. They've just controlled the turrets a little bit better, and as we said, their team comp definitely spikes earlier, so it's not the end of the road so far, but they're on the right path to being able to close out this mid game.
Yeah, Martin able to grab the red buff here as Rend is going to come down, locks himself up that cannon creep, which makes me very, very pleased. North has got Infinity Edge, also grabbed the Avarice Blade, continuing to stack that one up as we was talking about before. A lot of extra money for this Jinx. We'll see whether it's enough to overcome the CS differential that Snake has available. Ooh, in comes Loveling, amazing, finds the headbutt, pulverize, unbreakable, from Ella, defending the Kalista very, very well. But OMG are going to be able to take down this turret. Flandre alone here on the top side of the map, but red buff is being taken by Cool at the moment, so he's going to be able to stop that push from the little Gnar. It's going to be big pretty soon.
Certainly is. You can see that Flandre, he's gone towards that cowl as well before picking up a giant spell with the Merc Treads. He is a monster AP tank right now.
Oh yeah. True Shot Barrage. Going to sneak by you. Oh, Emperor's Divide stops the headbutt. But that is definitely a shorter cooldown in trade there, as you probably would have lost his life if he let that one go through. So nice play from OMG to try and bait that one out, but brilliant reaction time from you.
And Static Shift finished up. This is what they were waiting for. North on 2 major items right now. They're definitely in a position to now challenge for the next Dragon, win what should be our first real team fight of the game. We saw a scrappy one in the jungle that OMG really didn't want to take, but then had the teleport coming through, so tried to pick up an advantage out of it. And Snake, they're on their huge power spike still. They're able to have this huge tanky member in Flandre. Martin going to be annoying to deal with, to say the least. And even Hughes grabbed 2 solid items. Although he had a little bit of a harder time in the laning phase, he's been able to pick up some CS again and started to come through with it. Not a bad start for himself either.
Yeah. Couple of 2-item power spikes here for OMG though, as the Luden's Echo is completed for Cool. You've already spoken about North's item build. Of course, grabbing the extra crit from the Static Shiv. I want to talk about the fact that Martin's grabbed the Hurricane and the Bloodthirster. That has just been put into his back pocket as he heads back towards that lane, and see whether this Kalista can go off moving around these team fights and getting all of that AoE Ren damage.
Yeah, and it's, you know, you look at the team comps and it's a stand and deliver comp out of OMG. They are looking, they have a really telegraphed way in with the teleport on cooldown. They run at you head first. Loveling's going to try and get the body slam into the explosive cask and separate someone. But when you look at the team comp coming out, you very maneuverable, Martin highly maneuverable around these team fights against what is North, who is just this immobile stand and deliver AD carry. So it's going to be about whether Flandre can shut him down first, or do they get onto Martin on the back line.
And can they shove them around? Ella taking half of his health in damage. The tanky Braum not looking like he's too worried about it.
But they will get turret.
Essence Spot's going to be boosting up. Oh, in goes ZZR, trying to get some work done. North going to get knocked up for a moment. Fate's Call comes in, delivered onto the AD carry. North goes down incredibly low. Martin picks up the kill. Now he's in the front line as Loveling trying to deal with him. Barrel's not going to find it. Stunned up. Ella not even dead just yet as Jiang trying to do some work. Double kill for you in the meantime as Snake's team fighting's wonderful. Ella not going to get hit by the True Shot Barrage. That was a gimme from Cool. So incredibly close. And you can see he's talking very fast. OMG really not finding the team fights they're looking for, and Snake might be able to grab Baron.
Yeah, the problem was that Xiong was in the bottom side of the map and he didn't have teleport available. Baron's being started up. Can they stop it? The Rend is going to be huge.
Yeah, the Rend's going to be huge. Cool has the smite, might try for something. Emperor's Divide delivers him into the pit. Flandre takes down Cool. The Rend's going to destroy Baron. And man, we mentioned Azir at the beginning of this game. It's still really good.
Yeah, it certainly is. Now he's 2-0-3, able to get all the team fights in their favor. 5,000 gold. Let's take another look at this, because ZZR starts it up and you're like, they're not in a great position, but you can see Xiong's just not there. Flandre already making his way into the fight. They take out North, that immobile carry. Loveling's already used the ultimate, Cool's out of mana pretty much as this fight occurs. Not able to hit that True Shot Barrage. Maybe wish he had saved it now for the Baron when they were stationary. And Snake are able to pick that off after a great Emperor's Divide.
Yeah, Flandre hops over there, and they've got the extra hyper damage. Baron didn't last very long at all, and Martin just able to make it so secure with that Ren. Look at this from you, though.
Gets behind him, doesn't it?
Special delivery.
Yeah, and you know, ZZR, I'm sure, had a heart attack at that point.
Yep.
I don't want this in my life right now.
Yeah, don't put a smite user into my Baron pit. I've got enough pressure as it is. You even going for even more defensive items as well. Has grabbed himself the Zhonya's Hourglass as his third item.
Yeah, and this is something I actually compliment you on fairly often, is that he would rather stay alive and do consistent damage, kind of how Dade plays Cassiopeia, than be put on the front line and die straight away. He recognizes they've got Martin, they've got Flandre to put out all this consistent DPS. He just needs to be another source of consistent DPS. He doesn't need to be the huge insta-kill one person on the team, especially because Cool's all about poke right now, so why not go for a little bit more of a defensive build? You're ahead anyway, so your damage is going to be more meaningful.
And it's especially considering the fact that Martin is so far ahead at the moment. I mean, this is a really accelerated Kalista. 6 kills to 0 now as well. As Flandre's going to get caught for the Flame Chompers. Amazing takes a hyper proc there as Snake just move everyone towards the bottom side. Martin dancing rings around this turret. They are going to destroy it. The inhibitor going to go down as well. And Flandre, all in a day's work, just makes sure he gets rid of everyone. Loveling has to be careful now. Oh, Glacial Fissure nails him, and Martin picks up the kill, dances around with a laser beam attached to him. Xiang's backs are getting stopped. Cool can't do anything. Snake looking for the win here as North, he's going to get taken down. Martin grabs the kill. Ella, face of the mountain shield, trying to keep him alive. Always so low. Martin just, like we mentioned, just pirouetting around the fight. Triple kill for the Kalista. Unbreakable gets rid of the True Shot Barrage. Cool still getting destroyed by Flandre here. Nexus turrets are dead, and Snake just going to win the game. Flandre able to still distract Cool and unable to do anything. What happened?
So we mentioned the team fighting, we mentioned how well they control objectives, but wow, the mind game.
Yeah.
And awesome shot calling coming out of Snake right there. User Zero on full display. But Martin's Kalista really are over the end of that game, and they're able to take game one.
Yeah, unbelievable play. And we associate Snake with fantastic Kalista games. That was in the hands of Crystal, and now doesn't matter who's going to be playing the AD carry position, that's a permaban.
Yeah, exactly right. And you can see Cool on your screen not looking too happy. AP Ezreal came out, but once again, Braum just looks to be the pick away that shuts that pick down. Not able to get anything done in the team fights.
And look, these are the support players in the LPL are just so good at picking up new supports. I mean, the Unbreakables in that game were perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Ella got everyone at exactly the right time.
So Ella able to pick that up. And, you know, really back to the drawing board. ZZR, once again, another really good game coming in that he started that team fight on Rek'Sai. Xiang not having the best game on Maokai, even though he was able to get his signature pick. Had the Shen ban thrown at him.
Yeah.
And what does OMG go into the next game looking at? As we said, these guys are fairly similar teams. Maybe they don't focus the same parts of the map, but like to get it into team fights where they can both excel. And Snake just seemed to win out on every team fight that game had.
Yeah, it was the team fighting phase that really worked out, but I want to go back to the fact that we had standard lanes that game as well, and Snake still looked good.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, not only looked good, they were lane swapped against. They picked up a dragon for it. They were able to push in with 2 really quick turrets because Xiang was being shut down by Flandre in the top lane. And you got to compliment you as well. He isolated mid lane, continued to shove in, and they were able to pick up all 3 outers in really succinct timing.
Yeah, really clean game from Snake. But of course, one more game to come up, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have a short break, but when we get back,